February 10th, 1567. Edinburgh, Scotland. A house explodes in the middle of the night. The blast shatters windows across the city. When the smoke clears, they find a body in the garden. Lord Darnley, King Consort of Scotland, husband to Mary, Queen of Scots. He's not burned, not a mark from the explosion, but he's dead, strangled. 3 months later, Mary marries the man everyone believes killed him, the Earl of Bothwell. This is the story of how a queen lost everything, not through war or betrayal, but through one marriage made in desperation. This is Mary, Queen of Scots, the marriage of necessity. I'm Arthur, and this is Shadow History. Before we begin, this video uses AI to reconstruct the faces and places from Mary's life. Everything you'll see is based on historical portraits, court records, and contemporary descriptions. The images are reconstructed. The history is real. Mary's letters still exist. The murder records are documented. The trial transcripts survive. Let me show you what happened. To understand why Mary made the choices that destroyed her, you need to meet her in August 1561. She's 18 years old, a widow. Her husband, King Francis II of France, died 7 months earlier. She's lost her crown, her home, and her future in one blow. Now she's returning to Scotland, a country she barely remembers. She left when she was 5 years old, sent to France to be raised as a future French queen. She grew up speaking French, dancing at Versailles, surrounded by art and elegance. Scotland is different. It's cold, brutally Protestant, ruled by lords who see a Catholic queen as a threat to everything they've built. Her own half-brother, James Stuart, Earl of Moray, leads the Protestant faction. He'll support her, but only if she doesn't challenge their power. And there's another problem: England. Queen Elizabeth I sits on the English throne. She's childless, unmarried, and Mary has a claim to be her heir through her grandmother, Margaret Tudor, sister of Henry VIII. But Elizabeth doesn't trust Mary, a Catholic queen with a claim to England. That's dangerous. So Mary is trapped. She can't marry a foreign Catholic prince. Elizabeth would see it as a threat. She can't stay unmarried. Scotland needs an heir, and the Protestant lords need assurance the line will continue. She needs to marry soon. But who? The pressure is immense. Every ambassador, every lord, every advisor has an opinion. Her council meets weekly to discuss potential matches: French princes, Spanish archdukes, English nobles. But there's one name that keeps coming up: Henry Stuart, Lord Darnley. He's her cousin. He's tall, handsome, charming. He plays the lute. Writes poetry, and most importantly, he has Tudor blood, the same royal lineage that flows through Mary's veins. If they marry, their children would have an undeniable claim to both the Scottish and English thrones. On paper, it's perfect. But here's what Mary doesn't know yet. Darnley is vain, ambitious, and violent. He wants power, not partnership. He sees the crown matrimonial, equal ruling authority, as his right, not a privilege to be earned. In July 1565, Mary marries him. She's 22, he's 19. The Protestant lords are furious. Elizabeth is outraged, but Mary believes she's secured her future. She hasn't. She's just married the man who will destroy her. Comment below: red flag or perfect match? What do you see in Darnley? The marriage collapses almost immediately. Darnley wants the crown matrimonial. It's a legal designation that would make him co-sovereign, equal to Mary in power, with the right to rule if she died. Mary refuses. She's learned quickly. Darnley drinks. He's arrogant. He sulks when he doesn't get his way. He has no interest in actually governing. He just wants the title, the authority, the respect. The Scottish Parliament backs Mary. They deny Darnley the crown matrimonial. He's humiliated, furious, and he finds someone to blame: David Rizzio. Rizzio is Mary's private secretary, an Italian musician who came to Scotland in 1561 and quickly became one of Mary's most trusted advisors. He's charming, educated, Catholic. He speaks French and Italian fluently. Mary enjoys his company. Darnley is convinced they're having an affair. There's no evidence, none. But Darnley doesn't need evidence. He needs a target for his rage. By early 1566, Mary is pregnant, 6 months along. The child she's carrying is the future of the Scottish crown, the heir everyone has been demanding. She should be protected, safe. Instead, on the night of March 9, 1566, Darnley leads a group of armed men into her private supper chamber at Holyrood Palace. Mary is having dinner with Rizzio and a few close friends. It's a small, intimate meal. The door bursts open. Darnley enters first, then Lord Ruthven, one of the Protestant lords, sick and wearing armor. Then more men, armed. They grab Rizzio. He screams, clings to Mary's skirts, begs her to save him. She's 6 months pregnant. She tries to stand between them and Rizzio. They shove her aside. A pistol is held to her stomach, a threat, not fired, but the message is clear: don't interfere. They drag Rizzio out of the room. 56 stab wounds. They kill him just outside her chamber. She can hear it, the screaming, the violence, the silence. When it's over, they leave his body in the corridor, a message, a warning. Darnley's dagger is left in the corpse. Mary is trapped in her own palace. The conspirators post guards. She's a prisoner, pregnant, terrified. But here's the thing about Mary Stuart. She's survived worse. Within 24 hours, she manipulates Darnley, convinces him the Protestant lords will betray him too, that he's a pawn, not a partner. She escapes Holyrood with Darnley's help, rides through the night to Dunbar Castle. She's safe, for now. But the marriage is dead. Whatever feelings she had for Darnley, if there ever were any, died with Rizzio in that hallway. 3 months later, on June 19, 1566, Mary gives birth to a son, James, the future King James VI of Scotland, the future King James I of England. The heir is secured, and now Mary has to deal with the man who threatened her life, who murdered her friend, who betrayed her in front of her entire court, Lord Darnley, her husband. What do you do with a king consort who's become a threat to the crown? Remember this question. It matters. By the autumn of 1566, Darnley is a problem no one can ignore. He's publicly humiliated Mary. He's alienated the Protestant lords. He's violent, unpredictable, and dangerous. And he's still the king consort, still Mary's husband, still the father of the heir. You can't just remove a king, but powerful men are starting to ask, What if he disappeared? The Earl of Bothwell is among them. James Hepburn, 4th Earl of Bothwell, a Protestant lord, loyal to Mary, with a reputation for ruthlessness. He's a military commander, a pragmatist, the kind of man who solves problems others won't touch. Bothwell isn't alone. Other lords share his concern. The Earl of Moray, Mary's half-brother, the Earl of Argyll, even some of the men who murdered Rizzio. They all have different reasons. Some hate Darnley for his arrogance. Some fear he'll claim the crown matrimonial by force. Some simply see a weak king and want him gone. But here's the question that haunts history. Did Mary know? There's no clear answer, no smoking gun, no letter that says, "Yes, I approved the murder of my husband." What we do know is this. In December 1566, Mary is cold to Darnley, distant. She's been staying at Craigmillar Castle, away from him. The lords meet there. They discuss the problem. They propose divorce. Mary refuses. A divorce would bastardize her son James. The heir would be illegitimate. Everything she's endured, Rizzio's murder, Darnley's violence, the political nightmare, would be for nothing. The lords say they'll find another solution. They ask her to look through her fingers, to turn a blind eye. Mary's response is unclear. Did she agree? Did she understand what they meant? Or did she simply want Darnley gone without knowing the method? We don't know. What we do know is this. In January 1567, something shifts. Darnley falls ill, smallpox or maybe syphilis. He's quarantined at his father's estates in Glasgow. Mary visits him. This is strange. She hates him. He nearly killed her. Why visit? Some historians say she was playing a role, luring him back to Hollywood where the conspiracy could act. Others say she was genuinely trying to reconcile, to make the marriage work for the sake of their son. She convinces Darnley to return to Hollywood, but not to Hollywood Palace, to a house called Kirk O'Field. It's on the outskirts of the city, quiet, isolated. The house sits above a crypt. The walls are old stone. The rooms are sparsely furnished. Mary says it's for his recovery, fresh air, privacy. Darnley agrees. He moves in on February 1st, 1567. For 9 days, Mary visits him. She seems attentive, caring. On the night of February 9th, she attends a wedding celebration at Hollywood, a servant's wedding. She dances. She stays late. She was supposed to sleep at Kirk O'Field that night with Darnley, but she changes her mind, returns to Hollywood instead. Hours later, at 2 in the morning, the house explodes. Pause. Think about that timeline. Mary leaves. Hours later, the house is destroyed. Was it coincidence, or was she warned to stay away? February 10th, 1567, 2 in the morning. The explosion tears through Edinburgh like thunder. Kirk O'Field, the house where Darnley is sleeping, erupts in a blast so powerful it shatters windows across the city. The walls collapse, the roof caves in, the ground shakes. People rush from their homes. Guards run toward the smoke and flames. And then they find the bodies. Not in the rubble, in the garden. Darnley and his servant, William Taylor, both dead, lying in the grass about 40 feet from the destroyed house. Here's the strange part. They're not burned, not a mark from the explosion, no debris on their bodies. They're dressed in their nightshirts, no shoes, and Darnley has been strangled. There's a chair next to the bodies, a cloak, a rope. It looks like they escaped the house before the explosion, climbed or were lowered from a window. Then someone killed them in the garden. Or, and this is what some historians believe, They were killed first, then placed in the garden to make it look like an escape attempt. Either way, it's clear, this was murder. Within hours, Edinburgh is in chaos. Rumors spread like wildfire. Who did it? Why? Was it the Protestant lords? Was it Bothwell? Was it Mary herself? The people believe Bothwell did it, and they believe Mary knew. But there's no trial, no arrests. Why? Because Bothwell is powerful. He commands troops. He has the loyalty of key lords. And Mary, whether she knew about the murder or not, needs him. Scotland is unstable. The Protestant lords are circling. England is watching. Mary's enemies would love nothing more than to see her fall. Bothwell is her shield. On April 12, 1567, just 2 months after Darnley's murder, Mary, Queen of Scots, is tried for the crime. The trial is a farce. Darnley's father, the Earl of Lennox, tries to attend with armed men to demand justice. He's turned away. Only 2 witnesses appear. The trial lasts 7 hours. Bothwell is acquitted, not because he's innocent, because he's too dangerous to convict. And then something even stranger happens. On April 24, 1567, Mary is traveling from Stirling to Edinburgh with a small escort. Bothwell intercepts her with 800 armed men. He takes her to Dunbar Castle. What happens there is one of history's greatest mysteries. Was Mary kidnapped, held against her will, or did she go willingly, knowing what came next? Some historians say Bothwell raped her, that he forced himself on her to compromise her reputation and force a marriage. Others say it was theater, a staged abduction to give Mary political cover. I had no choice. He took me by force. We don't know the truth. What we do know is this. On May 15, 1567, just 3 months after Darnley's murder, Mary, Queen of Scots, marries the Earl of Bothwell. Comment your theory. Who killed Darnley, and did Mary know?
The marriage to Bothwell destroys Mary in 3 weeks. 3 weeks, that's all it takes for a kingdom to turn against its queen. The wedding takes place on May 15, 1567 at Holyrood Palace. It's a Protestant ceremony. Bothwell is Protestant, and Mary, desperate for legitimacy, agrees to it. There's no celebration, no joy. The French ambassador writes that Mary looks like a woman going to her execution, not her wedding. She cries openly during the ceremony. Why did she do it? Some historians say she had no choice. Bothwell had raped her at Dunbar. She was compromised. In 16th century terms, she was ruined. Marriage was the only way to salvage her reputation. Others say it was calculated. She needed a strong military commander. Scotland was on the brink of civil war. Bothwell had troops, loyalty, power. She married him for survival. And some believe she loved him, that after years of political marriages and violent husbands, she finally chose someone for herself. The truth? Probably all 3: desperation, strategy, and maybe, somewhere deep down, hope. But Scotland doesn't care about her reasons. Within days, the lords rebel. They call themselves the Confederate Lords, Protestant nobles who claim they're acting to save the infant King James from his mother's corruption. Their banner shows the body of Darnley lying beneath a tree. Above him, the words, "Judge and avenge my cause, O Lord." They're not subtle. They believe Mary murdered her husband and married his killer. They raise an army. On June 15, 1567, 1 month after the wedding, Mary and Bothwell face the Confederate lords at Carberry Hill. Mary's forces outnumber the rebels. She could win, but her soldiers don't want to fight. They're tired, disillusioned. Some quietly desert. The Confederate lords send a messenger. "Give up Bothwell, and we'll let you return to Edinburgh as queen." Bothwell offers to settle it by single combat. No one accepts. By evening, Mary's army has melted away. She has no choice. She says goodbye to Bothwell. He rides north, heading for the border. She'll never see him again. Mary surrenders. The lords promised her safe return to Edinburgh. They lied. As they escort her back to the city, soldiers shout at her, call her a whore, a murderess, someone spits. She's not treated like a queen. She's treated like a prisoner. They take her to Lochleven Castle, an island fortress in the middle of a loch, no escape. On July 24, 1567, Mary is forced to abdicate. She's 24 years old. She's been Queen of Scotland since she was 6 days old. She signs the documents. Her infant son, James, just 13 months old, is crowned King James VI of Scotland. Mary's half-brother, the Earl of Moray, becomes regent. And Mary? She's locked in a tower on an island, alone. For 11 months, she's imprisoned at Lochleven. She miscarries twins, Bothwell's children. She's isolated, guarded, hopeless. But in May 1568, she escapes. With the help of a sympathetic guard, she crosses the loch in a stolen boat, rallies supporters, and raises an army. For a moment, it looks like she might reclaim her throne. Then her forces are crushed at the Battle of Langside on May 13, 1568. Mary runs. She rides south toward the English border. She crosses into England on May 16, 1568, believing her cousin Elizabeth will help her. She's wrong. Elizabeth imprisons her for 19 years. In 1587, Elizabeth signs Mary's death warrant. Mary is beheaded at Fotheringham Castle. She's 44 years old. But here's the twist. Her son, James, the 6th of Scotland, becomes King James I of England in 1603. Mary's bloodline wins. The Stuart dynasty unites Scotland and England. She lost everything, but her legacy endured. Comment: guilty or desperate? What do you think Mary was?